I've been sitting with this thought lately. What if most of the problems I've faced in life don't actually come from other people, but from me? Not because I enjoy pain or seek out hurt, but because of a habit I can't seem to break. This quiet urge to be good to everyone, even in a world that doesn't always mean what it says. I keep fixing what I didn't break. I keep trusting people who never earned it. I keep giving my heart away to those who only come to take what they need and leave when it's convenient. And every time, I tell myself, maybe this time it will be different. Maybe they'll change. Maybe my love, my loyalty, my patience will finally be enough. But deep down, I already know how that story ends. Disappointed, used, broken. And that's when it hit me. Maybe it's not my kindness that needs to change. Maybe it's my boundaries. There was a time when I thought being a good person meant always saying yes, always showing up, always carrying the weight even if it wasn't mine to carry. A friend would cancel plans and I'd be the understanding one. A coworker would dump their tasks on me and I'd take it quietly. A family member would cross a line and I'd forgive without even asking for an apology. People called it strength. They said, "You're so kind, you're so patient, you're always there for everyone." But inside, I was running on empty. My kindness started to feel less like light and more like a heavy coat I couldn't take off. I was tired of being the dependable one, the strong one, the one who kept showing up even when no one noticed how tired I was. And yet, I kept doing it. I kept giving, I kept hoping that maybe if I was good enough, understanding enough, patient enough, someone would finally do the same for me. Now, when I look back, I realize the truth. A lot of the pain I carried wasn't bad luck or betrayal. It was the result of giving too much of myself to people who never earned the right to receive it. I always values loyalty. I am someone who believes in goodness, in second chances, in seeing the best in people. I don't want to live with a closed heart. I don't want to become a bitter or cold. But I've learned something painfully, that loyalty without limits can destroy you. Trust without discernment will drain you. And love without boundaries, that's not love anymore. It's self-abandonment. Protecting my peace doesn't make me selfish. Saying no doesn't make me cruel. Setting limits doesn't mean I've stopped caring. It just means I finally understand that I am responsible for my own well-being. The hardest part is this. How do you stay kind in a world that can be so unkind? How do you stay soft without being walked on? Because it's exhausting to keep giving to people who only know how to take. It's painful to wait for effort from people who barely notice you're there. It's heartbreaking to stay loyal to people who forget you the moment you're out of sight. And this is what no one tells you about kindness. It's not always beautiful. Sometimes it's naive. Sometimes it's dangerous. Sometimes it costs you your peace, your joy, even your sense of worth. When that happens, kindness stops feeling pure. It becomes a cage you build out of your own good intention. Here's the truth I'm learning to live with. I don't want to stop being kind. I don't want to shut people out or harden my heart. It's not who I am. But I also don't want to keep breaking myself just to keep others comfortable. I want to love deeply, but I also want to feel safe. I want to give freely, but not at the cost of my own peace. I want to forgive, but not as an open invitation for repeated harm. Maybe that's the real lesson. Kindness is not the absence of boundaries. True kindness exists when the companion for others doesn't destroy the companion you have for yourself. It shows up in the small, quiet moments. When you're the friend who always listens, but no one ever asks how you're doing. When you're the coworker who always says yes, even when your own plate is overflowing. When you're the sibling who always gives, but no one remembers your birthday. When you're the partner who keeps forgiving, hoping this time they'll change. We tell ourselves, that's just who I am. I'm a giver, but at some point, giving without limits stops being generosity. It becomes self-neglect. That's the hidden cost of being the nice one. You slowly disappear. Everything started to change when I realized something simple but powerful. I owe myself peace more than I owe anyone my constant availability. I owe myself protection more than I owe others endless chances. I owe myself boundaries more than I owe explanations. Being good to people doesn't mean letting them use me. Forgiving doesn't mean allowing repeated harm. Loving doesn't mean staying where I'm unvalued. I can love someone and still walk away. I can forgive and still protect my heart. I can be kind, but I don't have to be blind. It's taken me years to learn this. Sometimes, peace comes not from holding on, but from finally letting go. We live in a world that glorifies selflessness. Put others first, be the bigger person, don't hold grudges. And yes, there's beauty in compassion. But what no one says is that constantly putting others first often means you're always last. And when you keep putting yourself last, people start to believe you don't matter. You teach people how to treat you by what you tolerate. If you let people cross your boundaries, they'll keep crossing them. If you keep giving without limits, they'll keep taking without thought. At some point, you have to ask yourself, do I want to be known as the one who's always there for everyone? Or do I want to finally be there for myself? So, if you've been feeling invisible, used, or constantly taken for granted, I want you to know this. You are not weak for caring too much. You are not foolish for loving deeply. But you are allowed to stop giving pieces of yourself to people who don't value the gift. Stop fixing what you didn't break. Stop waiting for people who show you again and again that they won't change. Stop letting your peace be the price of someone else's comfort. Love, but protect your heart. Give, but know your limits. Forgive, but also move forward. You owe yourself the same loyalty you've been giving to everyone else. You owe yourself protection, and you owe yourself peace. And when you finally start choosing that, when you start treating yourself with the same love you so freely give to others, you'll notice something beautiful. Life starts to feel lighter. Your heart feels safer. Your kindness finally flows toward people who can hold it with care. And maybe that's what growth really looks like. Not saving everyone, but saving yourself first.